Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'll show you join in SQL and also partition clause in SQL. Okay, so join in SQL clause is used to combine rows from two or more tables based on a related column. So based on the related columns of the tables in the database, we can join these two or more tables together by using their related columns. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you in the studio how you can actually join two or more tables together. So let's just head on to our studio. Okay, so select star from others, select star from account. Okay, so let's just have a view of these two tables. Okay, so look at it over here. We have the output, the first output over here, the result here is the orders tables. And if you scroll down here, you'll see the next table, which is called the account table. So we're going to join these two tables together. To join these two tables together, you must find out which columns relate to each other. And we're going to join these two tables based on the related columns. Okay, so it does have, I want you to just have a view of where you have the result over here. This is what I'm going to emphasize on. Okay, so just pay attention to it here. Now, if you have a view of these two tables, so we have the orders table over here. Down below here, we have the account tables. Okay, to join these two tables to become one, we have to join it based on a related columns. Okay, so we can see the columns here for orders table. We have the ID, account ID. These are columns. Okay, and we have in the account tables we have the ID, the names, the website. Okay, so these are columns. So to join these based on a related column, just look at the columns in orders table that looks similar to the columns in account table. So you can see the account ID in the orders table looks similar to the ID in the account table. So we are going to join these two tables based on these two related columns, which is the account ID, which is in the orders table, and the ID column, which is in the account table. Okay, so let's begin to join these two tables so that it can become one table. Okay, so let's just say to join this table, we say select. We want to have a view of everything in this table, so we say select star from orders. So from orders, we will say join account. Join accounts on. Okay, so from this orders table, we are going to join the second table, which is account table on orders. We are going to join account table on orders dot. Now we're going to write, once you write the table name orders dot, the next thing that follows is the columns, the column in that table called orders. Okay, and the column that you want to join with the order table. Okay, so the column that we talked about that relates to the account table is the account ID. Okay, so account ID in the order table relates to ID, which is in the account table. Okay, so we put down the columns, which is account ID, and then the next thing that follows is equal to. Now is equal to the table called account dot. Now the columns in account that relate to the column in order table is ID. You can look over here. The ID column looks just like the account ID in the order table. Okay, so we put the ID just close to after the dots. When we have account dot ID. So once you're done with that, we have successfully joined these two tables based on this related column, which is account ID for the order table and ID, which is for the account table. So let's just highlight and run this query to see what we have. Okay, so we can see now that we are successfully joining these two tables together. Okay, so if you come over here, you can see that the query is executed successfully. Okay, so the orders tables and the accounts table is successfully joined. Okay, so we are going to do like complex. We are going to solve complex problems on this. So this is the basic. I want you to understand how you can actually join two or more columns, two or more tables rather, together. Okay, so that is why I begin with this basic, so you can get to understand that to join these two tables, we join it based on a related column. So I've shown you how related the account ID is, which is in the orders table, and how it relates to the ID column, which is in the account table. Okay, so let's just have a view from this result. Let's just have a view. Okay, so you can notice here that this orders table is now joined with the account table. So you can see ID, name, website, which is contained in the account table. So it is now merged together to become one table. Okay, so let's get on to another question, so you can better understand the concept. And provide a table. Provide a table that provides or that shows the region. Provide a table that shows the region for each sales rep, along with their associated accounts. Your final table should include 3 columns. The region name, the sales rep name, and the account name. Sort the account. Let's just get to the next line. Sort the account alphabetically, A to Z, according to account name. Okay. Okay, so let's try to understand the question. Okay, so the question goes this way: provide a table that shows the region for each sales rep. Okay, region is a table in this database called Passion Posse. So provide a table that shows the region for each sales rep. Sales rep is also a table in this database. So provide a table that shows region for each sales rep along with the associated account. Okay, account is also a table. So you note now that we are going to join these 3 tables together: the region tables, the sales rep tables, and account table in order to get the result that we need. Okay, so if you don't join this table, you are going to get an incorrect answer. Okay, so your final table should include three columns. Okay, which is the region name, the sales rep name, and the account name. And then at the end of the day, and at the end of your query, you should sort the account alphabetically according to account name. Okay, so this is where we are going to use the order by clause to sort the account name. Okay, so if you did not really understand how to use the order by clause, this is an opportunity to also learn and know when to use it. Okay, so let's begin writing our query. So to start writing our query, we start with the select clause, which is select region name. Okay, the instruction says your final table should include 3 columns. So in this query, we will have 3 columns. So I'm going to list these 3 columns out now. So select region dot name, and we use the alias which is AS. We name that column region name, comma. The next column will be sales rep name, sales rep dot name. That's the column. Please take note. The first sales rep is the table, and once you put the dot, and then the next one is the column. Okay, showing that this name that you are looking for, the name column here, is from the sales rep. Okay, in this database we have name column in the regions table. We have name column in the sales rep table. So to specify which one you mean, to specify which table you are working with, you have to include the sales rep table in front to show that you are looking for the name column in the sales rep table. Like this one, we are looking for the name in the regions table. Okay, so that is why we first of all write the table before we write the columns. Okay, so we are going to use alias there, as we call it sales rep name. Call it sales rep name, comma, and then the next thing is account, and then we put a point name. Okay, so account dot name. Okay, showing that the name here, the name column here that we are listing out here is from the account. Okay, and then we call it as account name. Okay, so now we are going to join these 3 tables together. So first of all, we are going to join the region table with the sales rep table. Now that is what we are going to do now. Okay, so we say from region join sales rep on region dot id is equal to sales rep dot region id. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so now you can see that the id column in the region table relates to the region id in the sales rep table. Okay, so now we are done with joining the first 2 sets of tables, which is the region and the the sales rep table. Now we're going to join the sales rep table with the account table now. So we say join account on on join account on account dot sales rep ID. Okay, you can just click on it here. Say join account on account dot sales rep ID is equal to sales rep dot ID. Okay, so the ID column in the sales rep table, ID column in the sales rep table relates to the sales rep ID in the account table. Okay, so once you're done with that now, from the question they said sort the account alphabetically according to account name. So we are going to use the order by clause, which is used for sorting. So we say order by. Now we are ordering by account name. Okay, so we say order by account. We use the alias over here, account name. Order by account name. See it over here. We click. So we order by account name. So let's run and see what we got. Okay, so it has run successfully. Okay, so let's just go down and see what we have. So we have successfully answered the question. It said your final table should include 3 columns, which is the region name. We have the region name over here. We have the sales rep name over here, and the account name over here. Okay, so in the northeast region, we have a sales rep name called Sibyl Gloria, and the account name is 3M. Okay, so we have successfully solved the question. Let's just get to the slide and let's just explain some things. Okay, so we can see types of join. The problem that we just solved now, we're solving the inner joint. Okay, that was the inner join, which by default is join, shows join. So this is what we're solving. So there are 4 types of join. We have the inner join, we have the left join, the right join, and the full outer joint. Okay, so this is how it's being related. So let us get to understand them. So the inner join is a join that returns record with matching values in both tables. This can also be written as join. I just explained that. Okay, so the problem we're solving was a join problem, which is the inner join problem. So it joins record with matching values, which means that these 2 tables or more than 2 tables you are joining together, they must have a matching value, which means the columns must be related, as I just shown you. Okay, so the 2 tables that we join must have related columns. Okay, so the left join is a join that return all records from the left, which is the first mentioned, and only the matching records from the right, the right table. Okay, which is the second mention. Okay, so if we want to join 2 tables, let's say the order tables, and we want to join it with the account table. Okay, so it will return, when you use left join, it will return all the records in the order table, which is on the left hand side. It will return all the records, and on the right hand side, which is the account table, it will only return the columns, the records that matches. Okay, that relates to the first table. Okay, which is the order table. And in the right join is a join that returns all records from the right table, which is the second mention, and only the records from the left tables. Okay, so in the right join, the left table is the order table, the right can be the account table. So it will return all the record in the account table, which is on the right, and it will only return the record that matches the second record. It will only return the record that matches the second record, which is the account tables. It will only return the records in the first table that matches with the second table. Okay, so the outer join is a function that combines the right and the left join to return all matching record in both tables. In SQL join, inner join is mostly used whenever we want to join 2 tables. We often use an inner join. Partition by clause in SQL. Partition by, this clause is used to divide a result set into partition based on the values of 1 or more columns. These partitions are then used to perform calculations and aggregation function, such as running total or using window function. Example of these window functions are rank, row number, sum function, average function. When partition by is used with over clause, the result set is divided into partition based on specific column, and the window function operates independently within each partition, calculating values. So let's just see the example and see how we can understand the partition by. So if we have a query like this, select salesperson, product, comma, then the partition, this is sum function over partition by salesperson, comma, product as total sales from sales data. Now this problem is, in this example, the partition by clause divides the data into partition based on salesperson and product, while the sum function here in this problem, while window function then calculate the total sales for each combination of salesperson and product. Okay, let's just get to the Microsoft Studio and we'll solve some problems in partitions. Find the sum of sales for every first day and last month in 2016. Okay, first day and last month of 2016, and also find the sum of sales for every last days. Okay, that's not it. That's a mistake. Clean that away. So the question stops here. We have find the sum of sales for every first days and last month in 2016. So in 2016, the first day of every month, we are going to get the number of the sum of sales, and we also get the sum of sales for every last month. So we're going to be looking for the first January. For example, the month of January, we'll be looking at the total amount of sales that they made in the first day of January, and we'll also look at the sum of sales that they made in the last day, the last day in the month of January, and also look at the first day in the month of February, and the last day in the month of February till we reach December, all in the year of 2016. So we are going to solve that problem now. It's a partition by problem. I want you to pay attention as I'm going to go through some coding here. Okay, so we are going to introduce a CTE here, like we did in other problems. But first of all, let's create our table. So we say select here, occurred, occur as, we call it here, set name function. Looking at the month, rename it as month. Create another column called month. Say we call it month number. Let's see, this other one is month. This one is called month number. No is a function, so if we might have a problem when running. So instead of using month number, let's use an underscore here. Without that, we're going to have an error. We have day, we call that column days, and then we're looking for total amount USD as a column. Then we enter. Let's bring it to this other side, and then we create a rows. We use a function called row number. In a partition problem, you introduce a row number function, clause. So we have that a clause, over clause, a row number over clause, and we have a partition. So partition it by first part, that's the month. Want to create a partition. So that part here are called as okay. We'll order this column by date part month. Let's just copy here. Okay, we'll order it by occurred as. Occur at, then descending, close that bracket, and we rename that column as row number descending. Okay, so we create another rows for the last day. That's for the first day. So row number, bracket open and closes, over clause, partition by this, by everything we have here. Okay, we're going to change that. And then this one will be in ascending order. That's the last day will be in ascending, while the first day is in descending. Close the bracket, and we rename it as row number ascending. So from where? From our orders table, where year in the year we're looking for the year 2016. Let's see how our table is. What's the problem? Row number. Incorrect syntax near row number. Let's see where we're having issues. Let's see. This could be a problem. What could be the problem here? Okay. We supposed to put T, we wrote R. And this is a column, so you have to put comma to separate two columns. Okay, we didn't put R here. Believe it's going to run. Okay, so let's highlight our query and then run. Okay, it has run now. Okay, so we can see from the table that we have the years 2016, the month January 1st, the month number, the days, the total amount for January 1st, that is the first day. So we can see that we have created a row number. For the first day of the month January, we created a row number 1, 2, 3, 4 till we reach the last month. Let's see January 31st. So we can see January 31st, we have created a row number 210. And the last day of January, which is 31st January, we numbered it number 1. We created a row number 1 for the last days. So now let's go back to our code. So we're going to introduce a CTE, common term expression, set with T1 as, whereas we have named that column as T1. And then we create another table, T2 as, it says select years, this year from here, days, month, and total amount USD. We want to bring this column years, days, month, total amount USD. That's what we want to create. A table, another table for it. Where are we creating from T1? That is this table, A1. Okay. Now where row number, ascending. That is our first day. The row number that we gave for our first day. Row number is equal to 1, or row number descending is equal to 1. That is our last day for a month. Then we say select years, month, sum aggregate function, total amount USD, and we call it total sales from this other table, T2. From T2, we're going to group it by years, month, and then let's see. Okay, let's see, select. You need to be patient and make sure that you don't make any error. And that's the way, of course, now. So from there, we can now see that in the year 2016, the month of April, they made a total sales of 9,956,000.
That is in the month of April, the total sum for the first day and the last day is equal to 9,956. We also see that in the year 2016, August, the month of August, the total sales for the first day and the last day was 30,313. So we have gotten what we wanted.
Now, the case statement in SQL. The case statement keyword in SQL is used to create categories or groups of data based on a specific conditions. So the case statement is a way of handling if or then logic. The case statement is followed by at least one pair of when and then statements. SQL is equivalent of if and then in Excel. Because of this pairing, you might be tempted to call this SQL case when, but case is the accepted terms. Every case statement must end with the end statement. The else statement is optional and provides a way to capture values not specified in the when then statement. Case is easiest to understand in the context of an example. Okay, so let's just get to our studio. Will understand how to use this case statement. Okay, the company wants to appreciate all their sales rep that made sales above their target, assuming their target was 200 and 400,000 in 2016. With this attempt to showcase a qualified sales rep and congratulate them while encouraging others to speak up. Now, this is a case statement problem. So the company wants to appreciate all the sales reps that made sales above their target. Their target was 200,000. So they want to appreciate all their sales reps. Okay, so now they said produce a table to showcase the qualified sales rep and congratulate them while encouraging others to sit up. So to do that, we're going to write a code. Our code select sales rep we have here under a sales rep name, comma, tabulate function, total amount USD. We call it total sales from orders, from our orders table. And then we're going to join the orders account with the account. And we also join it with our sales rep account. So we're going to join these three tables to be able to solve this particular question. So from orders, we're going to join it with our account table. So from orders, join account on orders dot account. In our orders table, we have an account called account ID. So we have it here. Account ID is equal to the account table, and there's a column in account table that is called ID, and it's related to account ID. This is a column in orders, and it's related to a column in account called ID. So we are joining with the orders and the account table. And then we also join the sales rep table. We join the sales rep table with an account, with our account table. And in our account table, we have a column called sales rep ID. It's called sales rep ID. And it's similar and related to a column in sales rep table called ID. And we are going to group by sales rep name. We group it by sales rep name. Sales rep name. Okay, so let's run and see what we got. It's the first. Okay, now we have seen we have been able to create a table that has a sales rep name and the total amount that they made. So you can see that Cliff So we can see that the Cliff made a total sale of 556,000, and we have Neko Victory. So let's see how we can start from the sales rep name that made the largest sale. So let's say order by sales rep name. Okay, so we have now seen that we have now ordered by sales rep name, and we have Benita Blum, which made a sale of 934,212.93. We have Sia Manso, which made a sale of 1,010,690. So to answer our question, this is a list of the sales rep name and the total amount that they made. But to answer this question, we want to congratulate those sales reps that made a total sale of 200,000. So once you pass the limit of 200,000, we congratulate you. Okay, so we're going to write a code now that will congratulate those that have made this target of that company. Okay, so we'll say select
Sum total amount USD, total sales. We now say case. You want to create a case. This is a case statement. Case. When sum, which is the total sales, total amount USD, when total amount USD is greater than or is equal to 200,000, then I want them to be congratulated. Then congratulations. Else, else, sit up. If they don't meet the target, then sit up or be fired. Okay, sit up or be fired. Okay, then we're going to end the remark. End remark. Now from orders table, and from all in this question, we are going to join both the orders and the account table. We also join the sales rate table together. These three tables will be joined together in order to get the answers that we're looking for. So from orders, we say join accounts on orders dot account dot sales account dot join orders, join accounts on orders, sorry, orders dot the column in orders account ID is equal to our account table, then the column in accounts. We also join our sales rep, table on account table is equal to our sales rep table, and we join it to a column very similar in account table. Sorry, sales rep ID. Okay. Then what are we searching for? Where year occurred is equal to 2016. Am I right? 2016. Okay. And we're going to group this information by sales rep name, and we'll order by remark. Order by remark. Make it ascending order. Okay, so let's see. Let's want to go and see what we got. Okay. Okay. I made a mistake. Sales rep name. Okay. Account ID. Account ID, not accounts. Okay. Now the red line has gone up. Okay. Let's run it again and see what. Okay, let's fix that. I think it should run. Okay, now that's our code now. So we can now see our sales rep name that made these targets, and we have the first person, Mitchell Woodford, which made about 251,211. So she has made a total sum of this amount that is above the 200,000. So the remark here shows congratulations. So if we scroll down, we'll see the bet says Sukop, who made a total sales of 171,000. She did not meet the target. So we gave her a remark of sit up or be fired. So this is the list. So if you want to write a code that will make those that has a remark called sit up to come first. So you come here and just change this ascending order, make it descending, and you run it again. Control Z. That's it. So those that have sit up from the bottom, we now add them on top. If you scroll down, We have those that made the target. Yeah, congratulations. So guys, I've come to the end of my video.